How's it going, Arrow?
Fantastic. How are you doing today, Mr. Fred Lewis?
I am fantastic as well.
Are you out there gold rushing right now? Because I mean, what a great time to put this on the TV show. Because I mean, it's such a moment of conversation starting.
Oh yeah, we're mining right now. I'm sitting up in my RV doing these interviews, and then I head right back to the mine site.
Did you think that you would be hitting the third season? I mean, because I this is just one of those shows that it's now become a part of my life.
No, honestly, after the first season in Oregon, I thought that my days were numbered, but we reached a point where we realized we're either going to go for this or we're not, and having one bad season is not a good enough reason to stop,
Yep.
So we're here.
Well, I love the way that Gold Rush brings on the reality. Mining gold is a great mystery. It's like that big thing that everybody thinks they can do it, but they can't. They can't, and you prove it.
Yeah, I tell people that when they ask me about, how hard it is. It's harder than anything you'll ever do in your life, and it's unpredictable. Those two things right there make it immensely complicated, and it's like following a treasure map that somebody left 300 years ago that has a bunch of faded ink, and you got to figure out what it actually says. That's gold mining. It's a controlled chaos.
Well, I live for that every day, dude. But
I know.
and when you say,
that's why we love it.
oh God, yes, absolutely. And when you say that it's tough, I mean, you're Green Beret, your team, you all have served our nation, and we're so grateful for you doing that. When you face the wall, how do you move through it?
I mean, that's something I was trained to do in Special Forces, and it's something I have to do on a daily basis. This is definitely one of the most complicated and challenging things I've ever done in my life. Creating a company full of disabled vets that really have no clue in gold mining, very little experience in heavy equipment, and turning them into a gold mining team over the past 3 years. There's been ups and downs, and to be honest, there's been more downs than ups. But this season, I really feel that we're hitting it. I really feel that my group of vets is now a gold mining team, and they feel it. So the confidence we've had just in our success this season and everything we faced has really set us up to succeed in the future. And that's what I needed. I needed my guys to get confident.
Yeah.
And we're getting it. We're getting there. Any company you start is going to take a while to really be profitable. And I feel like we're ahead of pace for most companies that start in the world. So I think we're kicking it. I really do.
So here's what I'm thinking, Fred. I think I need to make you the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, because if you've got that winning team for you right now, imagine what you could do for the NFL.
Yeah, no joke. But I think I'd go to the Tampa Bay Bucks until Tom Brady retires, and then I just
Boy, that's a gold mine right there, isn't it?
right.
Now, being three years or 3 seasons deep into this, you're inspiring a lot of people to make their way toward those mines. The competition, dude, it has got to be through the roof crazy. There's a lot of unprofessionals on that scene.
Yeah, it's nuts. Everywhere I go in this area, I'm always paying attention to what people are saying. The good thing was I was an intel analyst in the military before I was a Green Beret, so I've got good ears. And gold mining is a very tricky thing to do. You've got to know everybody in the area, what they're up to. People can come on and take ground from you, take land from you, because there's these rules and regulations you have to understand as well. If you mess up on your water rights, you could lose your claims in a night. So it's one of those environments where it's not just learning how to pull gold out of the ground. It's learning how to manipulate and run the entire system to benefit you so that you're not getting walked all over. And we're the little guys here, completely the little guys. So if we mess something up, we could get devoured by another company seconds, right? So it's like I said, it's that constant possibility of failure that really drives us to keep our heads on our shoulders and just fight.
To the average viewer and average listener, you don't just show up and stake a claim. I mean, you've got to go through some paperwork and really keep it moving forward, don't you? You've got to legalize it all the way.
Yeah, it takes years in some instances to get the proper paperwork done. That's why we found claim owners that are scientists and engineers that really read the ground, stake the claims, get the water rights, and then they get a royalty for their work. So for us, we've kind of partnered with our claim owners. They do all the paperwork and make sure it's legal. We pull in the gold, and then we share in the end. I think if I had come up here and had to learn all of that on top of all the gold mining stuff, it never would have really worked. It's too much. There's too many loopholes. There's too many, wetlands can shut things down in a heartbeat up here. It's you got to really think outside the box, and how can you set yourself up to not have those things sneak up on you?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because life is unpredictable in the Yukon. When it comes to the soil, is it not one and the same? It's just as unpredictable?
Yeah. We're following a treasure map up here. We're looking at rocks. We're talking to our claim owners because they've got that geology background. We're bringing samples to them and saying, what kind of rock is this and how did it get here? We're trying to follow cracks and fissures and quartz veins, and everything we see leads us to a direction in this valley. We can't just mine it all right away. We have to figure out where that gold is traveling, because you've got to look at a piece of ground 1 million years ago, not now. So if you look at the ground now, you're going to be chasing waterfalls, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fairy tale. You've got to think 1 million years ago, what was it like? That's the challenge.
All right, here's a question for you, and I notice this only because I talk with a lot of wineries and stuff like that. Why is it that wherever there's been gold, the grapevines are better? That's where you get your best grape, is where they've dug up gold.
Well, I can probably answer that. I have a background in agriculture, so I do know soils pretty well. When you find a spot that has really, really, really good soil, it's usually because that soil hasn't moved, right?
Ooh.
It's been there for a long time. It's composting. It's breaking up everything around it, and then you've got a frozen layer underneath that protects everything else. Those are the spots where gold's going to stay. Now, if the soil has been washed away, if the soil is not as plentiful, that's because water's washing it away. And if water washes away dirt, it's going to wash away gold too.
Wow.
So you want to find that. That's definitely something you look for.
Wow. Well, congratulations on season number 3 on Discovery, Gold Rush, and I expect to be talking to you on season number 15.
I'm in it to win it. I'll tell you that right now. They're going to have to back me away in a straitjacket.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay, Fred?
Thanks. You too, brother.